Hi everyone, welcome to the latest in video Padrecast, running down the year in review with the top 10 sports games of 2010. Coming in at number 6, it's Madden 11, and it makes for a decent showing, but certainly with the Madden franchise, it has the potential to do a lot more, and I think that's where people have really gotten frustrated over the years, that Madden hasn't delivered really a top-notch game, at least on this generation. And I would even look back at Madden 10, which I feel was a better game in 2009 than Madden 11 was in 2010. But again, it's gone back and forth. Madden 10 I had actually as the number 2 game last year, and then Madden 09 was way down at number 7. No, the 6th ranking this year is not that bad. There's a lot of reasons to look at it, why I kind of fell in the middle there as a good game, but not a great one. And that's kind of been the stature of Madden ever since the exclusive license was signed. And I think in part due to the exclusive license, Madden hasn't really excelled. They've taken more of a middle-of-the-road, safe approach instead of taking many risks. And so you end up with a game that's good in just about every area, but not great really in any areas. So with Madden 11, what you had was a focus more on casuals and an attempt to create accessibility. And I think actually if you look at the dev podcast I was just on, there was the admission basically that accessibility doesn't necessarily mean more people are going to buy the game. And so it's an important thing to have that accessibility, and I certainly think it's critical to have an accessible experience. But at the same time, if you're going to grow the fan base, it's going to have to be through football and through gameplay and through features, rather than just trying to make it easier for people to pick up. Madden really got off to a bad start this year because of its focus on casuals and not making any improvements to franchise or online franchise. And I certainly felt that myself. There wasn't anything necessarily terribly compelling going into Madden 11 that made me think I was going to play it a lot, and that's pretty much how those early feelings have. That's how it turned out. I didn't exactly get hooked on Madden. I thought it was a good game. It has the fun factor this year, but there wasn't anything really that made me feel like I had to play more. Features like game flow, which was the big one this year, I like what it does for the game. I like how it speeds it up. I like the potential of game plan, but I don't really trust game flow, and in a lot of situations, especially on defense, I feel the need to call my own plays. But I like the potential there, especially if they go further with game plan and come up with better ways to bring in sort of that your personality and draw that out. No online franchise improvements definitely hurt for me, because if you look at the reasoning there was, there aren't enough people playing. Well, the question is, are people not playing because it's not fully fleshed out, or are people not playing because they're not interested? And I think you see with Online Dynasty and NCAA football, it's in the right situation, those social connections can really hit on people who normally wouldn't even play online. Then there was the switch to the strategy pad, which we all saw the backlash over that. Got to always have options in there. And the strategy pad for people who have been playing Madden for years, again, this was a move towards accessibility, but it wasn't exactly accessible, especially for 360 players who hate the D-pad there. And then there was a big focus on downloadable content and Madden Ultimate Team mode and the whole coins thing, and then the online pass being a bridge to downloadable content. That can turn a lot of people off, and I understand that sentiment. But at the same time, EA is making a lot of money off of that, especially Madden Ultimate Team. So they're obviously going to pay attention and work on that more and continue to provide those sort of modes. Initial issues with the game that kind of took the wind out for me was, in particular, play action and its and how unsuccessful it was. Pretty much leads to a automatic sack. Even after patches, play action still doesn't feel right because you need new animations. You have to have custom animations or quicker animations. You watch a quarterback like Peyton Manning. He doesn't go through a long, drawn-out play-action animation in real life. It's quick and snappy. It just has to be a split second. Try to draw those linebackers. It doesn't have to be some really extensive movements to try and sell it. And I think that's where you have to see improvement next year with play action. If you look at the list of most called plays and most successful plays in Madden that were released on Twitter, and I wrote about, every play action on the list averaged negative yards. So it's not just perception; it's actual reality that play action is messed up. Online play had some odd design decisions at first. There were also issues with disconnects at times. Big features talked about, like the QB storylines, never worked properly. We only got a few of them. CPU kickers couldn't make anything in rain or snow. Problems with tackling, that was addressed some in patches, but still a lot of broken tackles. So there were some fundamental issues with the game too, beyond just not having the compelling features. On the positive side, Gus Johnson edition, commentary wasn't great, but he certainly added a lot of emotion and excitement, which I think is desperately needed, and we need even more of that in the way of atmosphere and home field advantage and player excitement. It's something that's really been lacking, even with the swagger rating this year, and its intention being celebrations. We really don't see the celebrations or the that emotion that comes out of players on Sundays. We don't see that in the game. Online team play was a nice addition. I think it has a ways to go, but I like the cooperative modes. Again, game flow I thought added some positive things to the game. And really, player control was improved with the dual stick control, and the fun factor was still there. You can't deny the game can be fun to play in the right situation. It's just you need the right situation, particularly online. I would like to see going forward, I'd like to see a lot more, like I said, emotion, celebrations, home field advantage, that feeling of watching a game, that feeling of being there. It doesn't exactly come through yet, and that can also be done through improved presentation. Commentary has to be continued to work on, build that library. Obviously, in a first year, I thought it was a good effort, but there's a lot of work to be done there. Create a playbook or custom playbooks would be a big addition, especially in conjunction with game flow. Play action, again, that has to be worked on. Online franchise, they really need to make it more like the online dynasty in NCAA football, where you don't have to have 32 people to really make that work. We can work through a franchise with just a few friends. That's really the better way to go than kind of an online league structure that just carries over to year. In-game saves would be a positive addition. Focus on special teams really is necessary after all these years of being ignored. There's a lot of ways they can improve the game, and hopefully they're putting, and I think that's what they've done. One of the things in the Dev podcast, again, talking about accessibility not exactly meaning more sales, I think that could be an indication anyways that they know they have to go to a more hardcore focus in order to build from the inside out. So we may see, I think, a better direction next year now that they've kind of got the accessibility built in. And again, post-release support for Madden is exceptional. I mean, they have been for the past few years, really done a great job with it, but 5 patches, unheard of, and nearly... probably by the end of the year, there will be 20 roster updates. I don't think there's any game out there that, in terms of post-release support, even comes close other than NCAA football. So yeah, that wraps up basically my look at Madden 11. Check out the full article if you're just watching this now. And also check out that Madden Developer podcast that I was a part of from a couple days ago. And really, again, Madden 11, good game. One of the better games, one of the better sports games of the year, but it doesn't really excel in many areas, and it not completely compelling, and it's straddling that realism versus fun line that can be tough. Fun, it can only go so far though, especially in a simulation title, and especially in one like Madden that's so heavily scrutinized. So, again, thanks everybody for listening in. Make sure to keep on checking out the website for the continued list, and we'll be rolling through this through the beginning of the year. So thanks again, everyone. Take care.